and welcome back to the Investing Success Show with your host, Brian Patton, and my co-host, Adam Whitmire.
That's right.
Adam, our today's show is investing for the next generation.
It is. We are interviewing Tony, which we just had a great podcast with him, and we're talking about investing in the next generation through passing on information and things that we feel like has made us successful, and we're passing that on to our kids. And so the concept and idea is to think about the things that have worked for you. If there's any amount of advice or anything that you feel like is important that you would love your kids to learn from you. Now, because we know they probably don't listen to you at this time. How old are they now?
My daughter's actually 30 and my son is 15.
Wow. Okay. That's a big gap in between there.
Long story that goes with that.
We won't even talk about that.
But you asked, so there it is.
Well, the 30 probably does listen to you. But maybe not the 15-year-old.
Sometimes she does.
Okay.
She's old and married, and she got her own world going on. So
that's right. Well, it's a busy time.
Yes.
But she will learn.
She pays attention. She's pretty good.
She takes notes when Dad talks.
Yeah.
Right.
She does.
So the main thing is, and to think about this, what advice would you give them about being successful in life or successful in business?
Well, you have to first flashback. I'm from South Carolina, from Camden, South Carolina. Bright Lights, big city, population 10,000. Mm-hmm. I grew up on a pig farm.
Okay.
But did a lot of different things. My dad is my hero. So I think every boy who has a dad who's their hero, you want to be like Dad.
Yeah.
My dad was and he's still alive, so it's not he's dead, but he's retired. But he was a very hardworking man.
He's a farmer?
Well, he did the pig thing, but he made his money, and he actually did really well, but he made his money as a chef and as a builder. So flashing back further, and this ties into where I'm going to, but so my dad's dad was not around very much. He was, again, we were rural South Carolina, so Camden is a thoroughbred country, horse racing. So all the horses from the Preakness and all that stuff, they live in Camden in the off season. And so my dad's dad had no education. He used to slop the horses and clean the stalls and that kind of stuff. But he would travel with the horses, so he was never home. So he'd go to New York and DC, Maryland, and come back on a circuit. So all of his uncles were his dads. Half of them were fry cooks. Half of them were carpenters. So he would do a little bit of each thing. So his first thing he did was, when he was able to, he started teaching. He taught commercial food service for 27 years at a vocational center in my hometown. During that time frame, he was always hustling. We had a little catering company, and and then in the summertime, when he realized he could make more money in the summertime, like going to add on someone's house for that 3 months he was out of school, than he made the whole school year. And kept moving forward. So now he actually built luxury homes in Columbia for a long time.
Interesting.
But the bigger point of that story ties back to this is because I wanted to be like my dad, I was always with my dad. So I would be in the kitchen. I was frying chicken wings when I was 6 years old in this industrial kitchen. I couldn't tell time just yet, but I could look at the hands on the clock and know that it was going to be in there for 13 minutes or whatever, and I could count the 13. Yeah. And I'm the little kid on a milk box, flipping wings out, and then I'd get on the job site, and he would just be like, just move these bricks from here to here, just make busy work.
Yeah.
And then got to the point where I made a little company on the side, and I would clean the houses when they were finished, and clean the windows and all that kind of stuff with all my little football friends. And that's how they made their money on the side. They worked with my little company.
How old were you when you did that?
Oh, I started doing house cleaning. 9.
So you had your first company at 9 years old?
9.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't think about that. Yeah, 9. But I took it a step further because Dad always drove me to do harder, which ties into your question of what you tell your kids. He always told me, if you learn how to do 5 or 6 different things that all included something manual, you'll always have money. because no matter how poor somebody is, they'll pay somebody else to do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're okay saying, I will cut some grass or I will clean your shutters or whatever and give me $20 for that. You work the neighborhood every couple of weeks, you'll be the richest man in the neighborhood. Because they'll pay you that $20 every 2 weeks like clockwork. No matter if they have a job or not. They ain't doing it.
That's right.
And so you just, so he just taught me things to do, how to cook, how to clean, how to take care of yourself, you know, and how to take care of your wife and your family. So I ended up getting my commercial contractor's license when I was 19 years old. So when I went to work at NCB Bank back in 1990, which became Nations Bank, Bank of America, I hired my credit partners that worked in the credit training group, and we were in Charleston, South Carolina. I went to the Citadel, so they put me back in my little town. So we would go to work in the town, and we would go to Somerville, the town next door, and hang flyers out and say, we'll build you a deck in a weekend. And we all bought pickup trucks because we didn't have any money. So we bought these, you know, no power steering, stick shift pickup trucks with a monthly payment of $177.53. I can tell you that exactly.
Still remember.
Right.
I remember that's my first bill. Because I played football in college, so I didn't have I never had a bill until then. So that was my first bill, $177.53. But all my friends had these trucks, and I promised them that if you work with me, I'll make your truck payment for you that first weekend of every month. I'll pay you for it, but you'll make your truck payment, and those other 3 weekends you'll make money out of each month. And every Saturday we go build a deck. And we built the whole neighborhood out, and then the next neighborhood. Did that for like 3 years.
Wow.
And then everybody moved on to do other stuff. But
Interesting.
and then my dad and I ended up buying some restaurants and stuff. We owned a couple of restaurants together and did some different things.
Hard work. The hard work is the theme there.
Yeah, it's hard work. So the thing that I tell my kids, more my son than my daughter, because my daughter's getting older and she's on her own doing her thing. But my son is 15 and an athlete as well. He's a swimmer. But I try to make him understand there's more to life than swimming. You still got chores. We live in the city, and you know, so it's not the same. You can't go home like I had to do, cut grass with a push mower and all that stuff. And, you know, we're in this different gated subdivision, whatever. It's a different life. So he doesn't even appreciate it that way. But what we do with him is we send him to my parents' house for a month every summer to take care of his grandparents. And he's got to cut the grass and fix things and do all the stuff.
That's great.
But I want you to learn hard work pays off, and learn a trade, learn a skill, teach him how to cook. We cook together all the time. So he knows how to cook 4 dishes. He has a beef dish, a chicken dish, a turkey dish, and a fish dish. And I taught him how to do it with the cheapest cuts of meat you can find. So when you go to college, you can have your hot plate in your room, and here's $20. You can live for a week.
Are they pretty good?
They're good. Yeah.
Okay.
There's basic stuff, baked chicken and broccoli and stuff like that. But he knows how to season, he knows how to cook.
So you taught him how to work, and you taught him how to cook.
Taught him how to cook. My wife doesn't cook. She can cook.
And you learned that from your dad.
Yeah.
That's
so I cook
great.
really well. So
this is multi-generational.
It is. So my daughter,
knowledge.
in fact, she lives in Michigan. My daughter went to the University of Michigan, and she works for the school. So she's in Ann Arbor. So when I go up there in a couple of weeks to see her, we see each other a lot. But when I go up there in a couple of weeks, she'll cook me something one day, and I'll cook her something one day. And we do this. She's mini-me, so we have this little thing. But she's very proud of the fact that she can cook the same dishes that her grandpa can cook.
Oh,
So
right.
it's really cool.
That is awesome.
It's really, really cool.
And it makes them feel connected to
It does.
family.
It does. So the key thing for my kids is learn 2 or 3 different things, trades with your hands, learn how to cook, take care of yourself, and learn how to do minor repairs. How to change a tire.
Yeah.
You know, don't just call 911 or AAA. You might need to, because Atlanta's kind of buck wild like that. But
That's right.
but at least know how to do it. If you really had to do it, you could do it.
No, that's good.
You know,
That's good knowledge.
So
Be self-sufficient.
yeah, and then another thing is they try to follow my business stuff and see what I do. My son's really interested in what I do. My son-in-law as well, but my son really. And so for him, I try to just keep it simple and tell them just figure out what you're good at. Are you going to be on the admin side, or are you going to be on the business development side? Because you can do both a little bit, but typically you're good at one or the other, and hire somebody else to do the other thing that you can't do. And be willing to let go and admit what you're good at. Look in the mirror and be honest with yourself in the mirror. But if you're on the selling side, which is the side I'm on, and he's very similar to me, the first thing about selling is don't sell anything. Tell them what you got. If you believe in it enough, and I tell you about what it is, you'll want some.
Yeah.
And if you want some, I'll give you some. I'm not going to sell you anything. If I got to sell you something, then I'm not doing it right.
Why do you want to buy something somebody's selling anyway?
Right. Exactly. So I was like, I don't sell you anything.
Yeah.
So we're successful because we don't sell.
Gotcha.
And we grow because we don't
Yeah.
sell.
You just tell stories.
We just tell stories.
Yeah. No,
Tony-
that's good.
That's good advice, Tony. You've been listening
Really
to
good.
Tony Brevard's Recipes for Living in Success.
That's right.
This has been the Investing Success Show with Brian Patton and Adam Whitmire. We'll catch you next time.